Exciting prospect, maybe one of the most exciting prospects we've had over the last decade or so. It's only his third pro fight. We don't want to heap the pressure on Hatton, with his back to you at the moment, from Manchester, up against Dave Thompson, who's from Hull, 28 years of age. Long way from Madison Square Garden to the Whitchurch Leisure Centre in Bristol, but it all comes the same to Hatton just at the moment. Does put the punches together very fluently. ABA champion when he was 18, a whole string of national junior titles, a world junior bronze medal when he beat a Cuban and an American on the way. These are top-class credentials, but can he transfer them successfully to become a really big name in the professional business?
Well, he has got so many qualities. I think one of the best is confidence. He's right there, he's forcing forward onto his opponents, and I think a lot of people have already recognised this in his short experience in the professionals.
This is likely to be a tough job for Thompson, who's floored by that left hook to the head already. Hatton, from everything we know, really ought to be in a completely different league to this fellow Thompson, who is on the floor again.
That one didn't look much more than a straight jab, but this young Richard Hatton does carry a good deal of power.
Thompson has been in with some good fighters before, but they've nearly always stopped him. Hatton just 19 years of age, remember. Trained by Billy the Preacher Graham, as he calls himself, and that's his third knockdown of the round. He gets up and then goes back down again. There'll be a mandatory 8 count, and the referee Denzel Lewis will have to take a slightly closer look, I think, at Thompson, who's finding these hurtful shots all too much for him. Down he goes again. That's the 4th time in the round, and now he can't go on. He surely cannot be allowed to go on from this, Glenn.
Definitely, he's in desperate trouble. He's shaking his head at his own corner. I think the referee has to wave it off, and he does.
He does. Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. And Thompson being stopped for the 8th time in his career in the first round. Just to put it in perspective, these are very early days for Hatton. He's just on the learning curve at the moment, getting rounds under his belt, but we're going to see and hear, I'm sure, a great deal more of this youngster.
Well, I think that's the danger that Billy Graham wants to keep away from. He doesn't want him to be rushed, and rightly so. He's only 19, got a great future, and I think the temptation is going to be to push him along a little bit too quickly because of his ability, and that's the one thing they've got to guard against. That was the first knockdown, which was a left hook which just cuffed him around the side of the head. I don't think he was that badly hurt from that, but Hatton just keeps the pressure on. Solid jab rocks him off balance there, and there was still more to come.
But Hatton has done the job quicker than Colin Dunn, who has the lightly regarded WBU title at the moment. PJ Gallagher did it in a round. So did Sean Cogan. John Thaxton needed 6 rounds to stop Thompson. It was a mismatch on paper, and it proved that in the ring as well. Good fighter though, isn't he? And a nice lad too, talks well and very level-headed. Now let's hope things work out for him, because British boxing